Hey guys, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger Card Collector, coming to you with another video. It's been a pretty quiet week for me so far when it comes to card collecting. I'm waiting for a couple of cards to come in the mail that I won on eBay, and I won an auction also on Robert Edwards Auctions. I've won a card, and I'm also waiting in the mail for a card from Mile High. I won one of their auctions as well. So it's a little slow in regards to cards for me right now. Next week is the big Long Beach Coin and Card Expo, which is really more of a coin show, but you've got about 3 or 4 very good vintage sellers there. And I'll give you more of a recap next week, and we can take a look at that show, and hopefully I'll have some pickups for you. So I was thinking, what do I want to talk to you guys today about? And I literally just a couple of hours ago was watching this wonderful documentary on Netflix about Nolan Ryan called Facing Nolan. And I completely recommend this movie for anyone who loves baseball. And I know that people who watch my videos are into sports cards. This video is definitely for you. You see great interviews with Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, George Brett, a bunch of other people. It's a really good documentary about the lives and times of Nolan Ryan. We really get a good look at his family life. He has 3 children and several grandchildren, and you get to see just the wonderful life they have. And it's nice to see that there is someone out there who not only had a great baseball career, but he also has an amazing family life. So check out Facing Nolan on Netflix. Now, one of the things that I learned in watching this video, and you don't really think about it until you start watching these things, Nolan Ryan had Nolan Ryan has 51 records. 51. If you happen to see this week, Ground Chuck had a video response, Records That'll Never Be Broken. And I'm doing this video after I submitted my video to Ground Chuck. But yeah, Nolan Ryan has 51 records, and I'll say a lot of them will never be broken. 7 no-hitters, 5,714 career strikeouts, 383 strikeouts in one season, 1973. He struck out 300 batters 6 times in his career. And one of my favorite ones, because I'm not going to read you all his records. If you watch the Netflix documentary, they'll actually will show you all his records. My favorite one of his is he allowed 757 stolen bases. So I thought that was pretty good. So in honor of the Nolan Ryan video, and like I said, again, you guys should really check it out. In honor of the Ryan video, I'm going to show you some cards from Nolan Ryan, just because I had them laying out and I wanted to share with you some of my Nolan Ryan collection. So let me turn the camera around. All right, before I show off some cards to you, I should add Nolan Ryan's wife, Ruth, is featured in this documentary as well, Facing Nolan. You know, they always say behind every great man, there's a great woman. And definitely after watching this video, you realize without Ruth Ryan, Nolan Ryan's career never would have happened. So I should have mentioned that earlier. And she's also featured prominently in this book you see on the left-hand side, Nolan Ryan, The Other Game, written with Bill Libby. This book came out in 1977. My sister gave me this book when I was 12 years old for Christmas, and the cover is kind of torn. I haven't read it in a long time, but it was really interesting when I was watching the documentary. A lot of the stories that they talked about early in Nolan's career are mentioned in this book. So I highly doubt this book is still available unless you go to your local library. I know Ryan has some newer biographies, but this book, Nolan Ryan, The Other Game, written by Bill Libby, really good book. And again, my sister bought it for me. It's just something I held on to my entire life. Okay, so let's look at some Nolan Ryan cards. Now, you guys know I'm not a player collector. Kudos to those who are. I just choose not to do it. In regards to Nolan Ryan and some guys like Tom Seaver, I do have a lot of their cards because of the sets I own from the entire 70s decade and half of the 80s decade. So I do own a lot of Nolan Ryan cards, a lot of ungraded Nolan Ryan cards. I'm going to show off my 4 favorites today. 2 of them are graded, 2 of them are ungraded. Just because we don't need to see the whole run. I'll let the player collectors do that. All right, my first card is a 1969 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 4. I'm going to tell you the story about this because I owned this card when I was a kid. Not this exact card, but I owned a Nolan Ryan card when I was a kid. I held on to it my entire life, and somewhere, maybe 10 years ago, I lost the card. Totally misplaced it. It was in a box, never saw the card again. And I was pretty bummed out because I don't know what I did with it. So I went this year and bought this PSA 4. And about 3 months later, I was going through a box and I finally found the Nolan Ryan card that I had been missing all those years. So now I have a graded and an ungraded card. This one arguably is probably one of my favorite Nolan Ryan cards. It's just a great pose. That's his 1969 card. All right. My next card of his is his 1970. Show that to you there. I don't know how good that light is with all that glare. The 1970 Topps Nolan Ryan. I picked this up when I was building the 1970 set. Bought this from a dealer out in New York on eBay. And he had some really good cards. So I picked up some 70s cards from him. For those of you who are thinking, gosh, does he just keep that card in a penny sleeve? No, my ungraded cards that I'm showing you in this video, I've taken them out of their binders and I put them in penny sleeves just for the purpose of this video. And then after this video, they'll go back in their binders. But that's the 1970 Topps Nolan Ryan. It's a good looking card. Okay, my next card, I have a lot of Nolan Ryan cards on the Mets, except for the rookie card. 1971 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 5. I bought this card for $50 a few years ago on eBay. I had it on my display wall. My display wall features my 60 favorite players, and I have Nolan Ryan on there. And he was up there for years until I bought the 69 card just recently. So now he just goes into my graded card drawers. All right. Now the last card I'm going to show you, I'm going to need your feedback here. Tell me if I should do something with this. A 1972 Nolan Ryan card, and it's been autographed. Now I'm going to tell you a story about this because this story goes back, what, 40 years? 42 years. When my very first job, I worked at a baseball card store. It was one of the first local card shops in my area of the San Gabriel Valley, which is just outside of Los Angeles. I worked there one summer and I got paid $9 a day under the table. And it was really fun. I spent all day sorting cards, and if a customer came in, we'd show them cards. One of the side gigs I used to have for the owner was he would buy collections, and he would if I didn't have time to do it at work because we were so busy, he would pay me to take the cards home and sort them. Well, one time, somewhere around 1979, 1980, he gave me a collection of maybe 2,500 cards, and I sorted them. Most of them, 1966 Topps, 67 Topps, 69 Topps, some 70s, early 70s, 70, 71, 72, and I sorted the cards. There was nothing really special in there. There was a 1966 Topps Eddie Matthews. There was this Nolan Ryan card, which at that time, I'll be honest, was not a big deal. It was not a big deal. And the rest were a bunch of commons. And I told the owner, I sorted through the cards and I wanted to buy the collection. And he asked me, was there anything big in there? And I said, I mentioned the Ryan card and I mentioned the Eddie Matthews card. There were no Hank Aaron's or Willie Mays, nothing like that. just a bunch of comments from the late 60s, early 70s. So he sold them to me for $25. The Ryan card is autographed, as I mentioned. And like I said, it wasn't a big deal back then when I bought it. Now I sit here staring at it. It's in my binder. And I'm wondering, should I submit this to get graded? My big fear is that it comes back and then they say it's fake or it's not a real autograph. But yeah, I mean, I've got this card, and there are times I wonder what I should do with it. So I thought I'd take it out. It's his 1972 Topps card. He just got traded to the Angels, and he got airbrushed. He got airbrushed for this card. His cap was airbrushed. Ironically, the guy he got traded for, Jim Fregosi, got one of the traded cards from the late 72 set. So I just wanted to share that with you. I thought, what do you guys think about this Nolan Ryan card? Should I leave it alone? Should I do something with it? The card looks to be in decent condition. I would say I'd at least get a 5. Those lower corners aren't the best, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. But I wanted to see what you guys thought before I did anything else. But all right, so that's my video for today, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you're watching some college football. By the way, congrats Albert Pujols on 700 home runs. That was amazing. I wish I had been there last night. And let's see what happens with Aaron Judge tonight before the Yankees play the Red Sox. All right, guys, have a great day. Take care.